Hello, Gremlinos. It is I, Catherine, your favorite asthmatic, mostly 10-fingered chaos reader. And since my finger does look really red, FYI, if you have a amputation at all, even an accidental one to your fingers, while they're healing for the 18 months to 2 years after your reconstructive surgery, you have to wear silicone shaping sleeves, and I have been wearing them, but I had to switch to new ones because the silicone in the sleeves I was using was like tearing out. And the new ones are much firmer because they have only been worn like twice. They actually were causing me a lot of pain earlier this week because they were not sized correctly, so I had to like trim the bottoms. It was a whole thing. But if you notice my right hand looking very, very red, especially on my no fingernail hand, like my no fingernail finger, it's because the shaping sleeve is bothering it. It's fine, it will be fine. It just has to like kind of stretch the thing, get used to being in a tighter sleeve. But if you notice it being very red in clips, it's fine. It's fine. It's just the shaping sleeve. So yes, fun facts for you. I'm sure you were desperate to know about finger amputation details. But we're here on this very rainy Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday. In our Nevermore Academy sweatshirt and drinking out of our Stay Kooky Wednesday mug. This is so fun. This is from Big Lots, which sadly is out of business, I think, everywhere. But I just love that it says kooky and not spooky. It's so fun. I'm drinking coffee. It is before work. Yes, I thought I had coffee on my face. It is before work, and I wanted to let you know that we're doing another horror vlog. I have a lot of horror that I've been trying to get to, and like just it's worked out that my holds have come in at certain times. So for a while, I'm very sure almost every book I'm going to be reading is going to be a library book. I'm really trying to just utilize my library a lot more. So a lot of library books this month, probably the rest of the year, hopefully. There are a couple months where I know I'm going to be reading stuff on like KU, or I have some audiobooks lined up, but predominantly library books. I feel like I keep drinking this banana coffee. The banana coffee, if you're not here, I casually burped. This is a great intro for all of you, I'm so sure. I got this banana coffee and I didn't buy it. It was part of like a free coffee thing I get. And banana gives me heartburn and occasionally like indigestion. And I've been drinking it and I've been like okay off and on. But like sometimes my body's just like, why are we having this right now? So like it tastes fine. I might put creamer in it. Maybe I'll do that. I need a second cup anyway. We'll see. We'll see. I will report back. But for this vlog, we'll be reading horror by authors I have read from before. So these are all authors who have made an appearance on this channel before. Not that they care, I'm sure. But I really, really enjoyed the book from them that I read. In some situations, this is only the second book from the author that I'm reading at all. There are two books by the same author in this one. Yeah, it just worked out that way unintentionally. Because I am waiting for some books. So one author's shown up twice. It's just what's happening. I was gonna move it to another vlog and I decided whatever, what the heck, just read it now. But the first book we're reading, and the reason I'm wearing purple, is This Wretched Valley by Jenny Kiefer. I am very curious about this. I loved Crafting for Sinners and I am so curious. I also love this cover, like this skull mountain in purple is so cool. I'm just curious. I know, what is this? Take only pictures, leave only bones. Okay, this is about a trip to Kentucky and that's all I'm gonna tell you, but just assume everything goes horribly wrong. I will update you when I have read some. Krista does have court tonight, so I'm gonna be reading some at lunch, though she is coming home for lunch, I believe. So I'll be reading possibly during lunch and I'll be reading after work. Also I have time now actually. Oh yeah, I have plenty of time before work. So I'll probably read a little this morning with my second cup of coffee that I may add chocolate creamer to. It might help. I don't know. But yeah, so be ready for lots of horror. And for hopefully me to love more books by authors I already love. So I will see you when I have a This Wretched Valley update, my dear Gremlinos. Hello, Gremlinos. It is the end of my lunch break. I have a few minutes to talk to you. Kristen went to the library for me. There's a bunch of library books in there, in my big bag that I use for library. I am here. I'm gonna lean there. This is a horrible angle. I'm truly sorry, but this is what's happening. I feel like the sunlight is also very shinily, like doing a lot of shine on my gray hair, which is funny. But I wanted to talk to you because I've read a hunk of This Wretched Valley. Here it is, right there. And I want to give you some of my thoughts. So a general synopsis of this right now is that we are following a group of 4 humans. I say that specifically, you'll understand in a sec, who are going on sort of a research / climbing trip. So Clay is getting his PhD in geology, but oddly enough, he wants to use that to become like a rock climbing like group planner, or like get towns to help him find places people can climb, and then he would like schedule bougie climbing trips and make a lot of money off of that, which is odd to me. My father has a PhD in geology. I sound like Gretchen Wiener's my father, the inventor of toaster strudel, and he is a professor, but a lot of geology folks go into like oil. That was like a big thing, like they would go into like oil, or you would like go into like, not mapping, but like you would use it for, you can use geology for a number of things outside of like oil or teaching, but the rock climbing thing was interesting to me. He convinces Sylvia, who is also in the geology program and working on a dissertation, but she is like geology / botany. Her work feels very protect the planet, or like monitor the planet's like the devastation of the planet and how it impacts wildlife, primarily flora instead of fauna. But those are our 2 like science folks. Now Clay is very focused on using a bunch of technology. He has this GPS he's obsessed with that he really wants to use for this, and he used some kind of tech to locate some sort of rock wall thing via plane at the start of this book. And that's what's kind of led to this trip, because he wants to find it and use it in his dissertation, because he would have found like a new rock formation. And he's like, it would be incredible to make my dissertation so cool. Yes, I'm using a bro voice for Clay because I don't particularly like Clay. It's just what's happening. And Sylvia agrees because she can like check out the fauna or the flora in the area, take notes, all that jazz. Clay primarily then convinces his friend Dylan, who is a recently like sponsored rock climber. I was trying to think of the right word. She is trying to build her online presence. She got sponsored by some kind of rock climbing group. I don't really know. I think it's a company that makes rock climbing gear. They are sponsoring her, and she's really trying to use this trip to like make a lot of videos, show her skills, and climbing a brand new rock formation would be a huge deal. Now, there is another person who's been invited, Luke. Luke is Dylan's boyfriend and acts as her belayer, so the person on the ground who kind of keeps you from falling off of a rock. He is coming as well because she needs him. And he has brought a non-human. He has brought Slade, the Australian, is it Australian cattle dog? Australian shepherd? He has brought his dog. Now, at this point in the story, I'ma tell you, I am truly worried for Slade, and I don't know if this is the dog dies in this one, and if it is, I'm gonna be real upset, like real upset. At this moment, Slade has disappeared, and I am telling you this as someone who's very worried this is going to turn into a dog dies in this one book, and we do not know where he is. And in my lizard brain, aka I have 3 dogs and I desperately do not want any of them to be in peril ever, Slade has just abandoned the humans because he thinks they're idiots, and he's off sleeping at the diner they stopped at earlier, eating some chicken fried steak, taking a nap, and saying bye-bye to his stupid human named Luke. I don't think he would do that, but also I don't want anything to have happened to Slade, and no one has mentioned him in the opening chapters, which present to you that it's even on the back. The entire setup is that 3 bodies have been found 7 months later, and there's no mention of a dog. So, you know, I'm just holding out hope. Slade is fine. Totally fine. He's absolutely fine. He's totally good. Just don't, I'll know by the end of the book whether this is a dog dies in the end book, and I will spoil that for you, because I do not like not knowing, and I don't need that in my life if there is that element in this book. I really don't. I've had enough dog drama in real life. I don't need it in my fictional life. Thank you very much. But I am enjoying the book so far. It is interesting. It is very Blair Witch in that you can't trust anything. Time feels odd. Directions seem odd. Tech is working intermittently, but definitely not when you need it to be working. And I am just having a fun time. though also desperately want to now watch, rewatch The Blair Witch, the first one. I actually had to rewatch the second one recently because I wanted to watch the first one. It wasn't on anything, and it's currently, or it was, on HBO Max. So I would really like to watch that, but I don't know how the dogs would do because there's a lot of screaming and I don't want to stress them out. So I may have to hold off on that because I'm still working downstairs because Chloe's foot, it's not an issue with her foot that we've been dealing with, but she was like having some issues with her foot. It's been better today, but we just are still having me down here because she's on kind of a specific med schedule, a specific feeding schedule, like all that stuff. So I'm down here just in case of emergency. But yeah, that's it so far. I know this was kind of a long clip. Just to tell you a little bit about the book, but my goal is to finish this today, especially since Krista has court. So the goal is to finish this Wretched Valley. I also have so many books behind me. Oh my gosh, I have so many. There are books in there that I didn't realize were actually in. So as a teaser, you can't see them, but I very briefly am going to tell you what's in this bag without showing you. So we have Harrow the Ninth, Nona the Ninth, Nothing Tastes as Good, Spread Me, and Hannibal Lecter, A Life, I think. I randomly... So I have a vague idea for a video, and it led to me thinking about Hannibal Lecter, and that I had seen this book pop up on my Instagram that said Hannibal Lecter and had a piece of pie on the front. And I was like, what is this? And for some reason my library does not have the option to give you a description of the book when you look at it on their website. And I was like, well, based solely on the words Hannibal Lecter, that piece of pie, and my whims, I'm just gonna request this book. And they added it to my stack before Krista ran by during her lunch break. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't even know what it's about. I have no idea. Just Hannibal Lecter, I guess. But I have an idea for like a video that you may know. I just have a slew of books. But I'm gonna go. I will talk to you later tonight when I finish this Wretched Valley. That's what we're committing to being done with it tonight. So I'll see you then. Hello, Gremlinos. Okay, so the TV is on because the dogs are in the living room. I actually need to change it to something without commercials because I have something I have to do upstairs that I'm bringing you with me to do. But I finished this Wretched Valley, and I very much enjoyed this. It does feel very Blair Witch. So if you have seen the Blair Witch movie, you will get that from, like, that will definitely be in your read. This gets more detailed in what's going on. So because of how the Blair Witch movie, the original one, is shot, it's a lot of like not seeing anything, everything is off camera. In this book, because they can do more, Jenny Kiefer actually does show things that are going on. We get a bit more into kind of the time loop aspect of what's happening in the valley, sort of. You'll understand while you're reading it. I had a fun time. It was really gory. They set you up to kind of know what has happened in some capacity to 3 of the 4 people, but when you find out, it is grisly. There are also some little insert chapters that explain events that have happened there previously. So they're like 4 key events that they show to you. What is it? Oh, there's a cat on a box of Coke. Like, it's Sam's Club Coke. But Binks is like sitting on top of it and trying to climb inside, which he won't fit. But I did really enjoy this. It is alternating points of view. Sadly, we don't get a Slade point of view, but I will tell you that technically the dog lives. There's another dog plot, but it's set in the past. So you'll understand when you're reading, because it is set up very specifically for, oh my gosh, what is his? Luke. For Luke. That dog existing in another timeline. That gets set up. But just the dog you are originally introduced to does not die. Just FYI. I felt like you should know. Sorry if that's a spoiler, but also I didn't want the dog to die in this, so I'm letting you know. But I really did enjoy this. This was fun. I really wish I could follow it up by watching the Blair Witch Project, but again, I don't know how the dogs would react to that being on the TV, and I don't really want to have it on while I'm doing this building project because I don't think it's going to take the full length of a movie. Some other interesting stuff in here is you kind of get a concept of the valley. That's what they start calling it. And we do get kind of an epilogue chapter of sorts, because there is a character introduced at the beginning who's a pilot. She comes back at the end to kind of tie things up for you, or at least in part explain some things to you, but I really enjoyed it. It was a fun time. It was very, definitely Blair Witchy for sure, which I do enjoy. And I feel like there's something else it made me think of. Is that my phone? No, I don't think so. If it is my phone, I can't super hear it. But I do recommend this. I did like Crafting for Sinners a bit more, but Crafting for Sinners is gay, a religious horror novel, and also set in a craft store. Like, it was just perfectly set up. This though, still very fun, and I really want to go to Jenny Kiefer's bookstore, Butcher Cabin Books in Louisville. This is set in Kentucky too, which means she had like state specific knowledge, I think. But I don't know, I think it was fun. I think it was a fun, cool time, especially if you're a fan of Blair Witch Project or Blair Witch Project-esque books. We also do get, I feel like, so in the remake, that is technically a sequel of sorts, for the Blair Witch, they do actually discuss kind of like a time loop existing. This came out in, Catherine Brain, where are you? Yes, I'm talking to myself. When did this come out? 2024, but I don't know when that movie came out, so it doesn't help me. I think it was about the same time. They do talk about time loops a little, and they do, because like in Blair Witch, things repeat, like you get lost, but everything looks the same, so it doesn't make sense because you're like walking and walking and everything's the same. They vaguely have a scene in the remake one, and I only remember this because I had to watch it instead of the original, where someone says, "It's been weeks," or something like that. "How didn't you find us?" And I was like, ooh, because that's, it feels a little bit like that in a couple scenes, but it's not exactly that either, but it was very cool. So I don't know, I had a fun time. I think this is a cool, very quick read. I read a majority of it before work. I read a hunk of it during lunch, and then I read more right after work to finish it up, but it was really good. I do feel like if you really, like if you have dogs, I feel like for the Slade part, you're gonna be like, "Where is Slade? Someone tell me where Slade is right now." Like, I would be Luke the entire time. Like, "Where's my dog? What'd you do with my dog? Forrest, where's my dog?" The whole time. I would not have brought my dogs into that situation. Hell, I would not have been in that situation. I don't rock climb, I don't hike. These are things I don't do. It's how I stay alive. But I have another book after this one that I should go grab, but we are going to go build something. So the reason I'm in the kitchen, I was debating about doing like a fancy drink, like a beer or something, but we only have stouts and I'm not in a mood for a stout. We have some wine. I don't super want wine right now. We have gin, but I'm saving the gin because I want to try something. So I'm just gonna grab a Diet Coke. It's not even real Coke. It's off-brand because it's way cheaper. So yeah, but I'm gonna take you upstairs because we're building it in the upstairs bathroom. So you will see when we get up there. So let's go, Gremlinos, to the surprise building project. Hello, Gremlinos. I'm in the bathroom and just realized there's no good way to show you that I'm building a cat tree. Because like the bathroom floor is covered in stuff. And by stuff, I mean cat fur. So yeah, they also steal my socks, so they're rogue socks. But I've taken all the pieces out. You can see a cat. That's all you're seeing. There's more. There's a lot of pieces. They're all over the floor. There's a bag of parts. But it came with an Allen wrench. So I, the bisexual of the family, will build this cat tree. Normally, my lesbian wife would do this. But she was working and she asked me to do this. I am actually relatively good at putting together furniture on my own, kind of. I have done it in the past. I just make a joke because like she's the one who like always builds the stuff and does the project, and so it's always just a joke because she's lesbian. Like she does all of the stuff. Because I'm a bisexual, I normally just like assist, sip a beverage, hold things. So yes, we're gonna get to work. I won't show you till it's finished just because it's really hard to film in my bathroom. So I'm gonna do that. I currently have, let's try, you can see their current cat tree. Can you see? There you go. I have Ghouls Night In on. It's an Easter / spring themed episode. I hadn't listened to it yet, just because I've been downstairs. And then I think some other videos to toss on. I was getting caught up on BookTube earlier today, but I know I have some, I think Kayla just posted something. So I'm gonna toss stuff on, get to work, and I'll show you when it's done. Salem's already like, "It's cat tree." Can you see her? It's very cute. All right, gotta get to work with me and my Sam's Club version diet cloak. Do you have a diet cloak? Anyway, I gotta go. So Salem is supervising. She loves a house project. And I literally pulled this out because Binks was in here. He like climbed in, attacked it. So I think they're gonna like it. He was like, "No, I'm gonna eat now." So I'm gonna have to move Salem because I have to do the next But I got the base done. So there's your update. Oh, now she's going in it. Oh, good. We were hoping they would like this one more than. So this one over here has like one of those, but they hate that. This one is a lot bigger though. So I'm glad it looks like they like it. We're debating about keeping this one for the time being, the shark one, and just like leaving it where it is and putting this one here. Because we had a Christmas tree. Sorry, you were just staring at the wall. We had a Christmas tree cat tree. Oh, look, there you go. But we gave it to Krista's sister because they would not go in it because it had those like holes in it, but it was really small on the inside. So I'll keep building. I'll show you when it's done now. I just thought it was funny that they're already like climbing in it and playing with it. So I'm gonna get back to work. Also, definitely need to drink more of my Diet Coke because it's hot in here. Oh, Kayla's on. Hold on. Maisie Wood does sound very good. Sorry. Okay, so they really like it. The only one not in here is Goose, but it's because I'm making a lot of noise. Bane is even in there. I think Salem's gonna fight him for the little cubby hole. But Binks is up here being a goof. I may have to move this because it's really close to the sink. I didn't realize it had this like ledge, but I'm gonna keep building. I just thought I would show you that the cats are very invested. So that's always a good sign, right? All right, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep building. I have a very dedicated taskmaster who would like me to be done with this already. I'm trying. I put a piece on wrong. I put that piece on in the wrong spot because I accidentally put a piece on the inside in the wrong spot. It was a whole thing, but I got it. We're still working. We're going. It is built. So the goal was to put it here near this one, but I realized that this was very close to the sink. It was pretty tight, so I don't know. It's still kind of tight when you come this way because you have to like walk in between it and the wall. So I don't know. And I put the like anchor screw in. The cats really like it. Bane though did jump into the very disorganized closet. So I may have to undo what I did and we're just gonna have to deal with it being very close to the sink. I don't know. Like, because I can't anchor it like under the window. So it's not like I can put it here because the anchor is too high. Yeah, the anchor comes up to like here. And I don't think I can put it like here and anchor it there. I can move their food bowl. Also, yes, these are Amazon boxes with cat beds in them. They very much like boxes, so that's why they're in there. I don't know. We'll see. I can take the anchor out, but it's there for right now while I puzzle. I'll have Krista look at it and see what she thinks. I can always take out the anchor screw and move it because I don't know. And like one of those was over the vent where it was. So I'm just not. I don't know. I truly don't know. I guess it could go here. Like in theory, it could go here. In theory, but it would have to be off center of the window because the anchor, I don't know, but it is done. Oh, Bane is cleaning himself. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. This is the setup. It is by their litter box. Like, I don't know, the space isn't that bad. Like I can fit, I know Krista could fit, like we can do the walk. It's just tight. I don't know. I'll see. I will send her a photo and also show her when she gets home. Oh, book. Let me take you to the book. Also, Salem did continue to monitor. She just moved over here. So I don't know. I do think I'm gonna have to move it though. I'm debating. I'm gonna move stuff around. See what I think. All right, talk to you later. And I'll introduce the next book very soon, Gremlins. Okay, Gremlins, I moved it. It is over. I moved our cat food here. If you see cat hair or cat food from me moving around stuff, I have to sweep, but I have not yet because the broom is downstairs. But cat tree is here next to their other cat tree. I did pseudo anchor this into the wall. See, Salem is saying hi too. I moved their boxes over here for sleeping. Their litter box for upstairs is there. So this is all situated. If you're wondering why our upstairs bathroom is like kitty haven, the upstairs bathroom is where they're all very comfortable, but it's also our like, if a cat gets sick bathroom where we quarantine them. If we know that we need them out of the way to do something, we'll put them in here. So we want something to like keep their attention. They also spend a lot of time up here just by themselves because the dogs are downstairs or in the bedroom a lot. So this is like their little safety space. So yes, I built it. It's here. Giant boy cats are here. And the walking space is better with it here than it is by the door. So I am done. I have done it. Now, to go to the bedroom briefly so I can show you the next book in this vlog. Whew, I'm gonna be very flushed. It's very warm in here. I told you, I'm so flushed. I drank that whole soda. It was so warm up there. It's been really sunny. And this isn't like a New York house, so there's no AC. Not that we'd have it on this early in the season, but it just means that room was kind of stuffy. I could have turned the fan on, but I didn't really think about it, but it's done. So moving on from me doing minor furniture building, I'm so warm now. Whew. I wanted to show you the next book in this vlog, which is also a debut. So This Wretched Valley was Jenny Kiefer's debut novel, and I realized I never read, well, I haven't read a lot of Rachel Harrison's books, but I have never read her debut novel. So the next book in this vlog is going to be The Return by Rachel Harrison, which is her debut. This has something to do with a friend disappearing and a stranger coming back. I am curious. I'm also curious to see how this compares to the two that I have read. So I've read So Thirsty Because Vampires, and I read Black Sheep because my brother was getting married and I was reading wedding themed books, and Black Sheep involves a wedding. So I was like, oh, perfect. So I read that one. Oh, it was a while ago, but I did read it. So yeah, so The Return is the next book that I will read. My library stack is huge right now because of the books Krista picked up for me today. So yeah, also the library did check off a small business bingo thing. So the city I live in is doing this like small business thing, and like Krista and I are doing them collectively because her work is in the downtown, and we're not doing separate cards. Like, we're doing one card together. And so when you go to a place, like, it'll be a prompt and you can say something, but there was specifically one that said, go to the Flower Memorial Library, and Krista went and picked up my stuff. So I marked that books got picked up and dropped off. And then we have one from going to this little tiny local bookstore. The place that's actually hosting the event, I bought my Gremlins Cookbook from them. You'll see that later in this vlog because I want to make a recipe out of it. A super easy one, but I want to make one. And then, that's going diagonal, and the middle is like a freebie. And then there are two more that I have to do before the 25th to get a bingo and be entered for the grand prize. They were like, oh, you could try and do a coverall. And I'm like, I don't have the time. That sounds awful, but like, it's a pretty big bingo board. It's like the full normal bingo spaces. So it's 25, 24 if you take out the center. But like, you can't double count. And like with my work schedule, Krista's work schedule, the dogs, like there's no way from like the amount of time you got to do it, because you only got 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks. And I was like, I can't, that'd be multiple places in a day, and I can't do that. So I can at least get a bingo. So that gets you one entry into the grand prize. So we're gonna do that. I know one is Sweet Treat in what I have left, and I'm gonna try and see if we can go to this bakery slash coffee shop I like over the weekend, because we're hopefully going to this thing called the Slumber Party. It's for a local shelter. I don't know that would count. Maybe? I don't know. They do like a fundraising event, and you can go and like buy raffle tickets and do like a silent auction kind of thing. So we normally go to that and like spend like $10 or $20, like donate 10 or 20 for the giveaway thing. So we'll probably do that. But I'm gonna head downstairs to the pups. I actually have to take them out again very soon. I'm also still very thirsty. I don't know, I might get something else to drink, but I'm gonna start The Return. Krista is bringing home dinner at some point. Whenever she gets done, she's just gonna bring home dinner, and she's bringing me Taco Bell. Very excited about that. I have no idea what I'm getting because I just told her to get the box, and the $9 box always changes. So that's what I'll be doing for dinner. I might talk to you about it tonight, might talk to you about it tomorrow, but I must go. So sorry, I'm tired. I will talk to you at some point, Gremlinos, with either an update on The Return or an update on dinner. But I'm away. I must to the dogs. Good morning, Gremlinos. This is a very quick check-in. I am on like a 5-minute break. I basically can't take a lunch today because of how meetings are laid out in my work schedule. So 5-minute break to show you my shirt that says Salem Convention for Witches. It's actually from Five Below, and I matched it. I'm gonna get real blurry for a sec, I'm so sure, to my 1692 Salem Witch Museum mug, which is actually from Salem and not from Five Below. I'm still drinking that banana coffee. I do think it is occasionally giving me reflux, which is oh, don't bark. It's really loud outside. It's nice today, like it's warm. So there are like motorcycles out, loud cars. But I wanted to try and like get myself together, hype myself up for a very, very busy work day. So I did the whole t-shirt to coffee mug match. It just makes me feel better about a day. If I can like match something or like theme something. Brune, shush. I have started The Return. I read a teeny bit before work. So I just thought I would fill you in. We're following Elise. She, so this is all in the synopsis. I am not far in at all. The chapters in this are enormous. There's only like 9-10 chapters, which is baffling to me because I swear in her other books. Whoa, guys. Hey, calm down. All right, we're gonna be quick. I'm gonna have to go. Guys, shush. It's okay. It might be a delivery, actually. Very fast. Lisa's friend, Julie, is it on the, you're just gonna have to listen to him for a sec. Yeah, Julie went missing, but she returned after 2 years, and Elise and their friends Molly and May have planned like a girls trip, and that's where we're at this point. In the synopsis, it says Julie came back and it's not Julie. But as of right now, no one has interacted with her enough to know. Hey, shush. It is reminding me a tiny bit of So Thirsty, in that there's like a core, like, two-friend friendship, because Elise and Julie are best friends. At least Julie thinks that, or Elise thinks that in the friend group, or hopes that that's true because she feels more connected to Julie than Eminem. That's how she refers to them when she's talking to Julie. But I'm really not that far. The disappearance is interesting. It's just that she like went for a hike and then was gone for 2 years and then reappeared. So that's what we know. It definitely feels like Rachel Harrison, but I can kind of tell this is a debut just in the fact that I feel like her writing has gotten snappier, I almost want to say, as her books have evolved. Now, I have not read a lot. I've read Black Sheep, So Thirsty, and I just realized I read Play Nice. And I enjoyed all of them. So I am enjoying this, but I am getting tones of So Thirsty from this, because Elise is like kind of stressed. Actually, I would say so. Play Nice, actually, the main character of Play Nice, she and Elise seem not entirely similar, but there are aspects of them that are similar. I think it's the chain smoking. There's like, Elise smokes a lot, and Elise doesn't feel like she's done enough, like hasn't progressed enough in her career. And I kind of feel like that theme was in So Thirsty because it was like the youngest daughter and she was comparing herself to her sisters and she just didn't feel like she'd done enough and she felt like they were judging her. So I am kind of getting that from this. So it feels very Rachel Harrison in that I can connect to the character. I am seeing a familiarity in characters, but again, not very far. I just thought I would check in with you, let you know that I matched my clothes to my coffee mug, and that my day is very busy. So that is that. That's my break. You got to hear the dogs barking at possibly a litter box being delivered. It's a very cat-centric video today. Just overall, I guess. But yeah, I need to go though. So I will talk to you sometime today. I kind of want to just read all of The Return today. Not like after work is when I would have to. Cause again, really no lunch break. I might get 15 minutes, maybe. Technically I'm supposed to get more than that, but I don't see how my schedule is going to allow it. I even sent Krista a text and I was like, don't even try, cause it's not happening. But I must go. So I will talk to you later today. I'll just be chugging. This is not my first coffee of the day. I'll be finishing that and then probably drinking. I should try and drink water. I should try and be a good hydrated person. Oh, also my Taco Bell was good. Krista did give me my Taco Bell. I got the $9 box. It was the chicken nugget crunch wrap thingy. It was good. I feel like they gave me one of the wrong sides though, because I got like a taco and it was supposed to be a gordita, I think, but I don't care. I ate it anyway. And then Goose, our youngest cat, she basically shoved her head in my nacho cheese cup and would not stop eating it. And she lived on the street longer than our other cats. We got her when she was like 6 months. And she, like, if she likes a thing, we just kind of let her, as long as it won't like harm her technically, we'll just kind of let her like eat what she wants a little, because she, oh shush, because of that. But she tried to eat a lot of nacho cheese. This is not the first time she's done that. Okay, we're gonna go. Bruni will not stop barking at things. I need to turn the TV back on. So there's sound, and I gotta go. Talk to you later, Gremlinos! Good morning, Gremlinos. I am making coffee, which you can probably hear actually. And I'll show you my mug. It doesn't really match my outfit, it's just a fun little mug. But I'm here, one, to give you a change of environment, because I keep filming on the couch like when I'm on breaks from work. So I thought I would at least come to my kitchen so you get the kitchen. I finished, as I had hoped, The Return yesterday. So all I had really told you is that May, Molly, Elise, and Julie were going on like a girls' weekend. It's in October on Columbus Day weekend, which is funny because Krista and I actually went on we weren't dating yet, but we went to a Sleepy Hollow themed event on Columbus Day weekend in October, like ages ago, and it was really, really fun. But it just made me think of that because the hotel we stayed at was kind of odd, and like the room next to us was super loud. But they get to this hotel, and the reason they're staying there is that May, who does like fashion stuff, she was there for a big photo shoot, and the hotel is like eclectic. Like it looks on the outside like multiple different architecture styles kind of layered on top of each other, and then each room, it's our water machine, it turned itself off. I barely used you this morning. Okay, just gonna keep beeping. They go, and each of the rooms has like its own theme, and Elise winds up in the Cassandra room, which is basically just neon pink. There's a lot of pink. Julie winds up in the Lenore room, which is Edgar Allan Poe themed, but they were supposed to be in the opposite rooms. Then, oh gosh, May is in like another pink room, like it's even pinker, I believe. And then Molly is in the jungle room, but like weird stuff is going on. Like they get there, it doesn't seem like anyone's really staying at the hotel. And as the stay progresses, because they're staying for like 5 days, it seems like staff are disappearing, the owner is getting stressed out. It just seems odd. Like they can't ever tell if anyone's staying there. And throughout this trip, Julie is just acting odd. Like she's eating meat. She never ate meat before. She's been a vegan for goodness knows how long. She has like, this is so creepy, but like a tooth falls out, and she just kind of glosses over it, which is so strange. And like other weird stuff keeps happening. And all of them, including Elise, who again insists like Julie is her best friend, Julie is her best friend, which does make sense. The dynamic of the friendships does seem more like Julie and Elise spend more time together, and then they all collectively hang out, but that Julie kind of is sort of the reason it seems like they all still maybe get together at this point. So they're on this weekend, and just things keep getting weirder and weirder. Julie keeps acting stranger and stranger, and the hotel just seems to constantly be empty and like less taken care of as things go on. And Julie and Elise starts wondering if the hotel is haunted, because she keeps swearing she sees like moving shadows. She's feeling sick. Doors are moving. She's very freaked out. And it just keeps going on and on and on until until you finally find out what's going on. And it is just, it's so interesting. And the book itself, as it progresses, reminded me more and more of So Thirsty. But So Thirsty with like a tinge of Play Nice, because while the hotel itself may or may not be haunted, it is playing a very large character in the story. The layout, the designs of the rooms, everything about this hotel is really lending itself to the story, much like the house in Play Nice. And then the connection that Elise and Julie have does remind me of the friendship in So Thirsty. Now this is a slightly different take on a friendship, and the more it occurs, like you watch it progress, it feels a bit like Needy and Jennifer from Jennifer's Body. And I will say, as I was reading this, I felt some like Jennifer's Body parallels, where I was like, ooh, now I want to watch Jennifer's Body. So now I want to watch The Blair Witch Project, and I want to watch Jennifer's Body. But I was like very, very intrigued into how this was going to end, and I'm not going to spoil it for you in case you haven't read it, even though I'm sure a number of people have read this by now. This is her debut. Like by the end of it was like, oh, this is clever. And I have my own thoughts on the ending in connection to certain like folklore things, but I will say we get more information on what happened to Julie, because she has said she does not remember what happened. She doesn't remember what happened, but eventually we need to find out what happened, right? We need to know so that the story is like tied up for us. So this was very fun. I did like Elise as a main character. I thought she worked very well, like getting us through the story, because while she is scared, she like pushes through consistently to be like, nope, it's fine, I'm gonna be fine, we're having this weekend, it's gonna be fine. And she didn't plan it. She's just trying to push through because she's just glad Julie is alive, or at least she thought she was glad that Julie was alive. But that was very fun. I would have, if I'd read that from her first, I would be like, oh, I would read more just to see what she does, because what Rachel Harrison does so well is like female relationships. A number of the books do focus on like female friendship from what I've gotten, but it also is like familial, like female dynamics. So like sisters, mother-daughter, I think she handles those all very well. I also will say that we did have a gay main character, And the collection of characters was very cool. So May is, oh gosh, am I gonna confuse them? I was doing this a lot. No. So May is adopted. She is technically from China. She grew up in Atlanta, but she has albinism. And so people are always like judging her to her face consistently, like, where are you from? Like, what are you? And I was like, oh, that's so interesting. And in Molly, it has a prosthetic leg, which is gotten into in more detail. And then Julie and Elise just kind of have troubled backgrounds with their families, but that was interesting. And there were some, oh, also May is gay. She's currently seeing someone named Taylor. So I love that there's typically a queer character. They also, Harrison did include like some side gay characters, which I appreciate. So I appreciate that rep, even though our main, like one of our main characters, lesbian, but there was also that like background character element. So I do appreciate that there were like key characters, a key character that was gay. We are now moving on to, and the reason I'm wearing my just chillin' killin' Scream shirt, I am going to be reading Serial Killer Support Group by Saratoga Schaefer. This is Saratoga Schaefer's debut. They wrote Treadwife, which I absolutely loved, and my library had this. So I'm not gonna tell you anything until I start reading, but I'm very excited to check this out because I loved Treadwife. So I'm curious to see what the debut is. It does say it's a thriller and not horror, but I feel like that's subjective sometimes. So I'm curious to see where this goes. I'm about to cough, so I'm gonna let you go so I can drink some coffee, and I will talk to you sometime at some point. Hello. I said I was gonna show you my coffee mug, which I then put behind my head. I actually switched coffee mugs. Hold on, let me see if I can grab it. So because I'm wearing Ghostface, I thought I would go with Chucky. This is technically like a Valentine's mug because it says love kills. But yeah, so I'm using a Chucky mug. This is the top. These are the pants. The pants are really, really comfy. These are just like, I got these on clearance at Spirit Halloween a few years ago. I bought like 3 sets of their pajamas when the store does their like everything 50 or more % off. And I got Scream one year, I think. And then I have the Chucky set that looks like his outfit, but it's like a pajama set. And then I have Sam, which is a pajama set with a hood that has his eyes, which it's super comfy. They're all comfy. The material is really cozy. I want to be comfy today. I was like, I just want to be comfy on Friday for work since I work from home and I will not be on camera or anything. I can kind of wear whatever. Though admittedly, I could in theory have this on camera and you wouldn't know because the top of it is just gray. But yes, so that's the mug. That's the outfit. Krista actually texted me and she was like, hey, so I guess someone needs coverage for tonight. So she's actually gonna do night court. She normally wouldn't, but she's already doing like the overnight shift. So she has to be like on call anyway. So she was like, yeah, I'm gonna do, I have like a bug bite or something, sorry. So easily distracted today. So she texted and was like, I'm gonna try and come home for lunch. She just has to give me a window of when she's coming home so I can heat up frozen pizza so we can do that. And then whenever she gets home, we'll do dinner because we'll have no idea. She'll probably just pick up like takeout or something. Oh, speaking of takeout, this is gonna be quick, I promise. We had to get groceries yesterday. Not a ton of stuff. I picked up stuff for something that I'm hoping to make tonight. It's very easy, but I'm hoping I make it tonight. We'll see. I want to make it really bad. So I'm gonna try and make time to make it. I'll keep you in suspense until later. But we decided we were gonna get like Indian food. The restaurant is like, it says Indian, but it also says like Nepalese, or Nepali. I forget what the sign says. We've gotten food from there that was really good. Then progressively every time we've gone since like the first time we went, the food has like gradually gone downhill. And by gone downhill, I mean like the dishes with meat in them, the meat just seems to become less and less quality and you get less and less of it. Like Krista got chicken tikka masala and I would promise you there were like 7 chunks of chicken and it looked basically like less than 1 chicken breast had been cut up and like thrown into her sauce. And she was like, it was really weird because like it wasn't like spicy, and she actually asked for it to be spicy, and she just didn't really finish it. And then we got garlic naan and like the naan just didn't taste like it had baked all the way through, like cooked all, like yeah, it's baked all the way through in some spots, and it definitely didn't have garlic on it. Because Krista was like, this doesn't taste like garlic, and I was like, no, it doesn't. And I like have a pretty good garlic radar, just because I can't eat a lot of garlic. And then like mine was fine, but mine was just peas and potatoes, and like the sauce was pretty good, but it was so odd because I literally think I got one tiny potato cut into fourths. Like there was almost no potato in it, and I was like, I am so confused. Like I would think I would get slightly more potato. And then like our samosas were good, and the papadum Krista really liked, but like the actual entrees were just like fine and like not really worth the money we paid for them. And we keep trying them and like trying to get different things to see if it's maybe we're picking the wrong food. But like one of the times we went, I tried to order, I'm very sure I tried to order a dish. They have like a ton of paneer dishes. And I swear I tried to order something with paneer and they were like, no, we're out. And I was like, but that's like half, if not 3/4 of your veggie menu. And they were like, yeah, we don't have any. And like, there's one with chickpeas that's pretty good, but like, it's not anything to write home about. So like, it was just odd. And like, we keep trying it, but like one of the times we got food there, they literally didn't give us part of our order and we had to call them because like they tie the bags closed. And so we didn't check it. And then we got home and we were like, you didn't give us our whole order. And the guy was like, oh, sorry. We'll just like refund you that. And we were like, what? So I do actually have a samosa I have to eat. I might see if she wants to add those to lunch. I don't know. But yeah, so we're probably not gonna go back unless it's just to like get samosas and papadum, just because like the entrees are like $15 to $20 and none of them have been like incredible. And like the meat ones like consistently have less and less meat in them, which like I get the economy, but also like you can't sell a dish that's all sauce. So I don't know. I'm not telling you the name of it. Like it was fine, but we had that for dinner and I feel like after we ate, I just like did not feel well. Not wildly badly, but like my stomach was just kind of a little blah, blah. Feels fine this morning, but like it was just odd. So I don't know. But yeah, so now I'm just rambling at you about how dinner was just kind of like eh. So we're definitely not doing Indian from anywhere around here again. There are good Indian places. There is an incredible Indian place like an hour away from us, but it's so far. Like it's just not feasible to drive an hour each way to go to this like cool buffet and then come home. Like it's just like it's not worth it. It's not worth the time, but it's really good food. If we lived there, it's like around where we used to live. It's technically further, where we used to live is farther than that, but it's near-ish where we used to live, and we'd been there a couple of times because they do like a cool buffet. But yeah, no, that's not here. So it's a little sad that we like know there's good Indian food and we just can't eat it. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go though. This is just a rambling clip about food, but I am gonna let you know I'm gonna do the recipe. There's a recipe that I really want to do. It's very simple. It involves a blender and I really want to do it tonight, so I'll probably do it while Krista's at court because she has no interest in trying it, which is understandable. So yeah, so we're gonna do that later, but hopefully I'll have a serial killer support group update for you before then. Work is about to start for me though, so I don't know. I'll have an update for you at some point. I promise I will read something. But I will see you sometime later today. Hello, Gremlinos. It is after work. I am very tired. It was just a very, very busy day. And we were understaffed, so it was like a whole thing. I'm gonna roll up my sleeves actually. But I really wanted to do something after work. Now, Krista has court, so the dogs are chilling in the living room and I really need to get back to them. I've read nothing. I didn't get to read / even take a lunch today. I marked that I was at lunch, but it didn't matter. But I have my Gremlins, the official cookbook, and I'm going to be making the blended gremlin smoothie. Look at that, look at that. And then this is the description. I'm gonna read this to you, so don't worry about it. So, the recipe, according to Lynn, who is Billy's mom, this smoothie looks like what happened to one of the little green beasts that destroyed my kitchen after I made the mistake of getting caught in a blender. Whenever I make this, I get to remember that I was able to beat the gremlins back myself. And that is a powerful feeling, Billy. But that is not the main reason I like this recipe. Mostly it is because I enjoy a nice healthy smoothie every now and again. I find them so refreshing. I cannot say that your father agrees with me, but at least he is drinking more juice these days. They also mentioned somewhere in here that they had to get a new blender because of the gremlin, but this recipe involves 2 cups fresh baby spinach. I just said spinach, ta-da. 2 cups, and this is 2 leaves for garnish, but we're not doing that. A cup of frozen pineapple. I have frozen pineapple. A ½ cup diced green apple. I pulled out 1. I'm hoping this is a ½ cup. I have more in the fridge. And then 1 cup coconut water. And I grabbed this. I did not realize this was gonna be, this is like 10 bucks, which I'm dumb. We saw it in the produce aisle and I grabbed it. But a woman at the checkout was like, you probably could have gotten canned ones for cheaper. And I was like, I already paid. So we're using that. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna get everything together. So 2 cups of the spinach, cup of frozen pineapple, ½ cup green apple, diced, and 1 cup coconut water. So I'm gonna get to work on all of that. And then I will show you the smoothie. So I'm hoping this is good. I'll show you everything in the blender, but I need to chop stuff and do all that. So I will be right back with a blender ready to blend. Okay, blender is ready. All the ingredients are in there. Prop the cookbook up. Stripe is here to assist. Yes, this is a striped squishmallow from Five Below. But let's blend. I'm gonna start and then I'll probably hold the lid. But get ready for blended. Oh, yep. Oh gosh. Alright, I'll let that keep blending and show you the finished product when it's done. Okay, it is literally the exact same color as stripe. Like, do you see that? That is the exact same color. But there it is. That's the smoothie. Oh, can I pour one-handed? Possibly, possibly. Okay, let's see. Lift. And yes, the dogs are barking. They're very annoyed that I came in here. This says my weekend is all booked because we've hit the weekend, finally. And then, gremlin. Oh, this is making a huge mess. Okay, hold on. Oh, I see a little bit of a clump where it didn't blend. So I might have to blend this a little bit more. I see some like apple in there, but there you go. I will give it a taste test. Just a sec, but behold that color. That is beautiful. All right, be right back for the taste test. Okay, the dogs are definitely gonna bark. They are very noisy right now. All right, so I didn't garnish with spinach, but I did garnish with a stripe. So let us try the smoothie. It tastes like a green smoothie. I mean, you probably assumed that. The spinach is pretty heavy, even with the added like pineapple and apple, but it is really good. I like it. Krista would hate this. My wife is not a fan of green vegetables, but I like it. I like the color. It's very fun. But yeah, so I'm gonna sip on this. Blend the little bit that's in there back down because I haven't done that yet. And yeah, that is everything. I'm gonna chill and read with the dogs. So I will talk to you probably not till tomorrow. I also have to text Krista because I just got like a goofy email from the vet, but not our normal vet, so I'm confused. So yeah, I'm gonna check that, and I will relax for the rest of the day. I need to go check on the pups though, and then clean up. So I will talk to you sometime later today, tonight, I'm not sure, but I will talk to you at some point, Gremlinos. Hello, Gremlinos. It has been a very busy weekend. Krista is next to me. I will loop her in for some of this, but it is Sunday, and I'm in pajamas. But yesterday, I did not vlog anything because we had so much going on. What did we took Chloe to the vet. Chloe is fine. So I had mentioned that her foot was like causing her a lot of pain. And also, please note that sometimes getting into a vet is very difficult in our area. But Krista convinced this very nice vet at not our actual vet clinic, but a different one. She's just a very nice woman who is like very dedicated to making sure Chloe is okay. She agreed to see her and checked her out, and it was determined that she probably has a hairline or green stick fracture to her, oh my gosh, their explanation of toes was very confusing to me. Like her middle toe. It's like her middle, like the actual middle toe. Like if you took a human human hand, it'd be first, second, or I think they called this the third because they count the dew claw. But this finger is probably broken slightly, but in a way that's like mostly stable. So when she walks on it, it could be completely fine, but if she steps a certain way, the bone could shift and cause her pain. So they were like, we don't really wrap toes, And the vet even was like, my dog broke her toe, and you just kind of have to like keep an eye on her, limit her activity. They don't wrap the toe unless it's like really bad. And she was like, but based on how she's reacting, you would just let it go, but give her some pain meds. And we already had some. So Chloe's on pain meds, and limited activity for like 4 weeks. So it'll heal. But they didn't do an x-ray or anything. She said based on how she was reacting, it seemed, so at first she was like, maybe it's a bruise, maybe not. And then when she was like explaining the foot, I was like, that is definitely the toe that caused her the most reaction for me when I tried to check it. And so Krista talked to the vet after I got Chloe in the car, and the vet was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's broken, but in such a way that she'll be okay. Just like keep an eye on it. So we had that in the morning on Saturday. Then we got coffees at various places, and I got coffees, took Chloe home.
Then coffees from 2 different places.
Yes, so we went to Dunkin', and then we went to
7 Brew.
Yeah, oh, 7 Brew, and we went to Chrissy Beans.
Yeah, so 3 places.
3 places. The 2 coffees from 7 Brew were free, and they were horrible. It was a limited menu, but neither of us liked the coffees. But that's not. I am.
Hi to the Crucelinos. Hello, Crucelinos. I am your fearless leader, Goose. Carry on.
So we went to 7 Brew, and the coffees were not good. And then you got a Dunkin' coffee before that.
Yeah, but then I didn't drink it, and then
it got gross. And then I went to Chrissy Beans and got a coffee that I like chugged. And then we took Chloe home, and then we went back out, and we went back to Chrissy Beans to get breakfast. And that was a hot mess. Like, we placed the food order, and they were like, okay, it'll be 25 to 30 minutes on your food. We got the coffee really fast. It was almost an hour before we got food, and literally we went up, the family behind us and the family behind them all went up at a certain point, and we were like, it has been almost an hour, because we ordered so fast back to back that it was like within minutes of each other. And one guy was like, I don't even care if the food is done. I don't want it now, and I want a refund. Because his kid had been sitting there, like, behaving very well. But like, they got food for a kid and nothing came out. Then the other group had picked up food for a number of people, had nothing. And we had 2 sandwiches and nothing. So we got ours because they were like, oh, but it was really awkward because I was like, is our food ready? And she was like, well, you're number 2 on the list. And I was like, does that mean there's food like ready to go or not? Because if the food's not going to be out in like a minute, I'm good. I'm going to leave because it's almost noon. But we did get our food. It was okay. Yeah, their coffee is good and their food is normally good, but I don't know what is going on back there. They filled like probably 20 mobile orders. Like while we were there, I was looking at Krista, but it was probably 20 mobile orders the time. Is that a
wombat?
It is very cute. But yeah, they filled so many mobile orders and the people weren't even there. So the food was just sitting and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like I get you have to fill those pretty quickly, but they're not here. And we're taking up seats, though everyone was a to-go order, but we were sitting. So it was a whole thing. Then after we got that, I ran to the library to drop off books, pick up books. Then we went to the slumber party. So a local shelter runs their big donation event it's normally in April every year. And they bring shelter dogs and some kittens, and people like sleep in like these big people-sized kennels with the dogs overnight. And so you go and you can donate money, and they have like things you can get to donate money to them. So like we got a couple sweatshirts. I got a leftover Pride Month shirt that they had that was super cute. And then we got raffle tickets for their like silent auction kind of thing. So we did that. We met puppies. We saw them. Krista said if I wasn't there, she probably would have snuck tag along home. This like very cute little puppy. But yeah, so we saw the puppies, then we came home, and then we took a nap because we were both exhausted. And then what? I feel like we went back out and got food. We got burritos, we got mac and cheese that we ate today, and Chris is also eating for dinner. But like we did so much stuff on Saturday.
I got 7 goat.
Right, and we tried jumping goat.
Jumping, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, jumping goat was really good.
Goat. 7 Brew, jumping
They
goat.
were both
Let's
drive-through coffee places. But we went to Jumping Goat, which we'd never been to before. But it was really good. I liked what I got. I got this like peanut butter and jelly coffee. It was really good. And then today did all of the stuff for the dogs pretty early, and then I fell back asleep and so did Krista. And then we were gonna get Jumping Goat, but we had to run to get more raffle tickets. Because we, like, before they closed, we wanted to, like, give them a little bit more money, for their goal. And then we got Jumping Goat again, and I got a really wild chocolate thing. It looked like a dessert. It had, like, chocolate whipped cream and chocolate drizzle. It was wild. It was really good, really sugary. It was not a thing I would normally order. But you liked yours. You got the Golden Goat?
Yeah, but I also liked my dirty...
Yeah, your dirty soda. So yeah, so we
got a few more dirty sodas I gotta try.
Yeah, so we did that, and then we came home, and then we had coffee, and I heated up lunch, and then we put together a new automatic litter box thing. It's been a very busy weekend, but I'm here.
It worked this time.
It did. So Krista bought a litter box that had good reviews. We set it up Thursday.
2 hours.
And it took 2 hours and it didn't work. Like, it never functioned. The motor never ran. So she returned it, and then they were like, oh, we'll send you a replacement before we send you a refund. And this one worked. But we set it up today and got that going. And I'm about to make dinner / heat up dinner for Krista, and I have to figure out what I'm eating. I don't know. But yeah, it's been very busy. But I managed to read all of Serial Killer Support Group by Saratoga Schaefer. And in this, we follow Sierra, who decides to locate a serial killer support group because she believes someone in the group murdered her sister, Mira. Mira is about 5 years younger than her, but they share the same birthday. And that kind of feels like a connection that, like, Sierra has made so that she feels like she really has to take care of Mira and, like, Mira's well-being. She's very protective of her, but the two of them fight kind of constantly. What is that? Oh, interesting. We're looking at other litter boxes. Yeah, it, like, closed and then rocked.
Yeah, so look, it will block them from...
Oh, that might actually be better. We're pricing other litter boxes just in case.
Go up. Again.
Because Banks keeps trying to climb in it while it's running. So it's like a whole thing.
It's the same amount of litter, maybe.
Yeah.
But look, it's open on the top so they can
go in and out.
But then look, when it cleans itself, it cuts them out.
Interesting. It flips backwards. I'd be so worried they'd climb in the back, though.
They couldn't. It's right up against the...
Oh, that's true. We'd have to put it against a wall. Yeah. So Mira is murdered, and Sierra thinks that someone in the serial killer support group has killed her. So she finds a way to join it, using the help of someone who works in the police department who is not a cop. She gets in, and she meets a number of men. It's all men. And throughout the course of the book, you get little chapters to explain to you each man's, like, behavior and what he does. And then there are some people that you can immediately kind of say, like, oh, probably not them, based on what they do. I did think this was very interesting. If you've seen the most recent Dexter season, is it Resurrection?
Yes.
Yes. So if you've seen the most recent season for Dexter Resurrection, it does fall in line with that because we were also in New York City. And there is that setup of, like, serial killers who know each other and kind of talk to each other. But what's interesting in this is the serial killers aren't allowed to, like, name what they do or really talk about what they're doing. They have to be very vague. Whereas in Dexter, that is not the case. They're allowed to kind of say what they want. They even present, like, PowerPoint presentations. So that was different. But we are very focused on Sierra, and part of what is handled very well is there is tension between a member of the group and Sierra. His name is Lamprey. And she thinks he could be responsible, but she kind of starts relying on him because he has insight that she doesn't have to the group. But I did overall enjoy this. It is a thriller. It's a mystery. It is not horror. Because the reveals for the different serial killers was very cool. Also, the mystery does kind of keep you guessing, though I will say I had a feeling about how it was gonna kind of pan out a little earlier than I anticipated, but I did still enjoy it. I will say I didn't like this as much as Tradwife, but the issue we're running into there is I do think at this point I like horror novels more than thrillers. So if an author has both, I'm going to prefer the horror almost every time. But this was still very interesting, and Sierra was very cool to follow, and there are some tricksy parts to Sierra that we get into. So I do recommend, if you've read Tradwife and are curious to see whatever, like, something else that Schaefer has written, especially because they have more books coming out this year. Or next year. There have been announcements. That's all I remember. And they sound very cool. One involves influencers, and I'm very, very intrigued because, you know, I love an influencer themed book. But I did enjoy this. The setting was cool. The characters were interesting. And I did like the little chapters that introduced each of the characters from the group with their associated like nickname. So everyone in the group has a nickname, and Sierra's is Mistletoe. You don't get to pick it. You get assigned a nickname, but I liked it. The blurb on the front that says if you like Dexter, you'd like this. Specifically, if you like Dexter, the newest seasons, which I think is getting renewed, I think you would like this one. But moving on to the last book. The last book of this vlog is another Rachel Harrison. So I will be reading Such Sharp Teeth, a werewolf novel. I did wind up grabbing 2 Rachel Harrisons just because I had so many on my like backlist kind of pickup thing. I have a list on my library's website where I like hold books, but like you just hold them for later and then you can request them. And so I thought it would be fun to read another Harrison. So this is this one. I'm very excited. But I will fill you in probably sometime tomorrow. I don't even think I'll read today. I need to go heat up food. And yeah, I think that's it for right now. So I will talk to you sometime tomorrow morning, Gremlinos. Hello, Gremlinos. My hair is like doing whatever it wants today. I've had a hood on because I'm cold. It went from being like 70 to 30 on Sunday, and then it's still in the 30s. So I'm cold. I also accidentally rubbed my eye a bunch of times after putting on my makeup. Just this eye. So it is what it is. I'm just doing a very dramatic one eye thing. I am here. It is right at the start of my lunch break on Monday. Oh, I'm wearing a sweatshirt from the adoption event. It says North Country Pet Adoption Services. And then that's a little thing. There's a whole thing on the back about rescuing and all of that. And that is on the back. But I tried to match my coffee cup to the sweatshirt, and oh, there we go. And this like is almost the same color, kind of. It's a little darker. It's like a Halloween animals one. All the cats are skeletons and all the dogs are in skeleton costumes. So this is the mug I've been using today. This is also officially the last cup of the banana coffee. I went through it very quickly, in part because I started kind of getting tired of it, and I felt like if I stopped drinking it, it would take me a while to come back to it, and I always want to have the Joffrey's bag done before the new bag comes for the next month, which I have plenty of time. It is only the 20th, and my new bag won't come until like the 6th or 7th of May. Yeah, it's April, of May, so I have plenty of time. It is bothering me a lot that I rubbed this eye so much. Oops. I'm gonna take another sip of coffee. So I'm also here to talk to you about Such Sharp Teeth. So I'm about halfway through this, and in this we're following Rory / Aurora. Her full name's Aurora, but no one really calls her that. She is back home and living with her sister, who, let me double check that I get, yeah, Scarlett. She is back home and living with her sister Scarlett because her sister Scarlett is actually pregnant. And the baby daddy kind of like disappeared or isn't really involved. And so Bruni is playing with, it's Kermit or a fox? I can't see him. It's fine, I gave it to him. You're gonna have to deal with squeaking toys because I told him he could play with them. He accidentally is like way too excited today, and Chloe's toe is recovering, so we're supposed to keep her separated from any dog that will be too active, and Bruni's just a little too active today, so he's hanging out over on his side of the room, but I gave him lots of toys. He even has a secret cheese bone that the girls don't have because Chloe's not allowed to have them. So you have to put up with squeaking because it's keeping him entertained. But Rory is staying with Scarlett, and one night she is out kind of late. She decides to go out and get a drink because she's been living in the city, and doesn't really have any interest in being at home, but she does want to support her twin sister. And so she's out, she winds up getting into a car accident, and from that point forward, things take a big turn. So Rory is bitten after this car accident. She gets out, she wants to check because she thinks she's hit like a dog. She hit a dog, sort of. From that point forward, she's now dealing with the fact that she is probably a werewolf. There's some pretty like big evidence that she is, and so she is just kind of dealing with that fact right now. She's kind of like, okay, great, wonderful, but this gets a lot into having to deal with trauma and then those responses existing going forward. So we do get an exploration into 11-year-old Rory and a moment, many moments, but I'm just boiling it down to a moment, in terms of language. There is someone in her life that I'm not going to get into details, but violates her trust. And that trust has even been forced. She did not like this person. She did not want to be around this person, but she was asked to give that person a chance. And that kind of forced decision that she had no control over altered her life kind of completely. This person took advantage of her. This person did things that are truly vile. And okay, they all agree. Very bad person. Very bad person. I think that's blowing. Or the door is blowing. Nope. They absolutely hate the person that did things to Rory. That's what this response is. They're very angry. Very angry. Also, this is about dogs and werewolves. So you know, are we good? Shh, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. I'll be quick. I'm only halfway through. But the fact that something so bad happened to her and she had to deal with it kind of on her own because no one was listening to her, she is kind of using that now in this werewolf moment where she's like, I don't really want to tell anyone. Like, I'll just deal with it. It's fine. So it is a trauma response that is kind of making her work as the victim of a werewolf because she is using a previous experience in her life to be like, okay, hold on. They have briefly stopped. But what I was going to say is she's using that to get through the situation, which is not good, but also is what she's doing. I feel like as of right now, this movie is reminding me remarkably of Cursed. Is that by Kevin Williamson? Now so it has Christina Ricci in it. And in that there is also a car accident and someone turns into a werewolf. And I think that's what did it. Like as soon as the car accident happened, I was like, oh, Cursed. It is not a play-by-play in any way. But I do feel like every time I have, not every time, but for these Rachel Harrison books, there has been some movie or something where I've been like, oh, I could see that. So like this one's reminding me of Cursed. The Return reminded me of Jennifer's Body. I'm trying to think of, what are the other ones I've read? Hold on. See, the other ones I can't think of one directly. Like Play Nice had that haunted house element, and it kind of a tiny bit reminded me of the show The Haunting of Hill House, just like a touch. Then there was So Thirsty. So Thirsty, I feel like reminded me of things that were not vampire things, and that one also kind of reminded me of Jennifer's Body, but also a tiny bit of like Ginger Snaps a little bit. Not as much. But it was like two people who were very close. You would think this one, Such Sharp Teeth, would remind me of Ginger Snaps, but it's not yet. It could, but it isn't right now. I feel like there was something when I read So Thirsty that I was like, oh, this. Now I can't remember. And then what's the other one? Play Nice, So Thirsty. There's another one, Catherine, that you read, and you're blocking it from your mind. I can't remember. I know there's another one. But yeah, I just feel like these ones at least have had like a movie that's like coming to mind for me. Actually, I would kind of see So Thirsty as connected to Jennifer's Body too, but I think that's because it's the dual, like, it's the friendship thing, and The Return is so focused on friendship. But yeah, I'm gonna let you go. My next update will be around dinner time because I am vaguely following another Gremlins recipe to make dinner. And then my plan is to actually finish Such Sharp Teeth tonight, hopefully. If not, I'll finish it tomorrow morning, but I think I'm gonna finish it tonight. I do like Rachel Harrison's books, but I think there is, and this is not a bad thing, her storytelling voice is so prevalent, and her main characters kind of, they don't feel similar, but they all feel kind of born out of a similar idea to me. That reading this right after reading The Return, I just keep thinking like, oh, these characters, my goodness, we're gonna go. The books are feeling similar, which makes sense because it's the same author. And I think it was not the best idea to read them almost back to back with just like a book in the middle. So that's on me. But yeah, but it's such a strong authorial voice with this main character and the writing style and all of that, that it's just feeling very, like, I know they are different and there are differences in the story, but there are enough similarities and my brain's like, oh, didn't we just kind of read this? Which is not the book's fault. It's not her fault. This is how she writes. And these did not even come out close together. So it's me. This is my poor timing, but I am still enjoying it. But it is really securing for me that I should like read a Rachel Harrison and then take some time and read another one. So I'm not going to immediately read Cackle. because that is the one that I need to read, but I think I'm gonna hold off and read that one in October. Oh, also this is set during Halloween partially. Just fun fact. So yes, but I'm gonna go. I will talk to you around dinner time when I'm making dinner, and then hopefully when I'm finishing up Such Sharp Teeth. But I must go. They keep barking. I think it's the door. It's really windy today. But yeah, talk to you later tonight in the kitchen, Gremlinos. Hello, Gremlinos. This is the lovely Krista, my wife. We're in the car. Remember I said I was gonna make a recipe from the Gremlins Cookbook? Yeah, I forgot an ingredient. Like we didn't have it, and I felt very bad. I preheated the oven. I told Krista I was cooking. Okay. Yeah, but we're gonna get food, and I brought you because we're at Red Robin, and they're doing. What did you say, my lovely wife? What is it?
4 for $20.
Yes, because it's 420. But it's like a lot of like stacked things.
A tower of cheeseburgers, a tower of onion rings, and a tower of fried dough.
There you go. So
all for $20.
There you go. So I thought I would bring you and show you, and then I will give the final clip of the vlog after that where I recap the rest of my thoughts on Such Sharp Teeth.
I guess we could walk to Hanover for cranberry.
Yeah, or we could just go after we drive over too. But yeah, but I have to grab the cranberry sauce. That's the thing I didn't have. We're headed in, so be prepared to see some food. And yes, I'm also really hungry, so we should go. All right, see you inside. So much foods. So much. Donuts. Hello, Gremlinos. We are here, and we are both incredibly full.
I need a nap.
Oh my gosh. So one, the waitress we had said that they had nothing in their system about this deal that Krista saw online. It was all over Red Robin's Instagram that they were doing $4.20, but like the advertising was odd, so it was technically 3 items for $20, and like she misread it. So she, like, our waitress apparently put it in as 4 items for $20, and then even when we told her that wasn't correct and it was just a donut tower, an onion ring tower, and a thing of
double cheeseburger sliders.
Yeah, they brought us out 2 towers of cheeseburgers, which we did not finish, but also we weren't supposed to have at all. She also apparently messed up a bunch of people's orders next to us, but ours worked out for the best. We technically got extra food, but total with tip was only like $33. So we're both incredibly full, and now we know that we really like the donuts because we had never had those before, so those were good. But yeah, we're both super full now. We are headed home, and then once we're situated, I will give you my thoughts on the ending of Such Sharp Teeth. I'll probably just do it in the kitchen because I have to take Chloe out soon and feed her.
Can we do her at 7? Is that too early?
No, 7 should be fine. So what I'll probably wind up doing is getting her stuff prepped. I'll do that little clip and then the video will be over. But I'm so full right now. Oh gosh. So yeah, and we did get cranberry sauce. We went to the grocery store nearby and grabbed a can, and I paid for it all in change because it was only $1.65. But yeah, so we're headed home, and I will talk to you for the final clip of the video when we get there. So talk to you later, Gremlinos. Hello, we are home.
Nuggie!
She found it! We were just saying we didn't know where her Nuggie was, and she found it. She dug him out of the bed.
Nuggie! Good job!
There you go. Nice work.
Good job with the Nuggie! Yay!
Okay, I'm here. I'm so full. I'm so tired. Chloe is fed. And medicine.
Hello, Cloelinos.
It works better with Goose. Cloelinos works. Gooselinos just sounds very cute.
Oh, Banalinos?
Bait is very offended. But I'm here to tell you about my thoughts on the rest of Such Sharp Teeth. And somehow, I don't know how this was the case, but the setup by the end of this book, we have another character introduced named Mia, who was Rory's like best friend or very close friend at some point in high school, and they feel kind of like frenemy-ish, but the setup for them reminded me so much of the characters from The Return. The 2 main ones, Julie and, oh gosh, why can't I remember her name? You know who I'm talking about. They were just in this video. They were so similar. And again, that is my fault. I feel like I shouldn't have done 2 Rachel Harrison books in one vlog, because again, her like tone is very similar across them, and I do enjoy her books. I've enjoyed all the books that I've read by her, but I do think reading them so close together really sort of emphasizes the similarities between some characters. Now again, all of them are a bit different, but the trauma in this, while not the same as The Return, there is still sort of that implication of a power dynamic issue in The Return. And while the power dynamic is different in this and very evident that the behavior in here was illegal, that we discuss, I can see that similarity in how the characters respond to things in a certain way. This was a wild read. I do think it's a touch long for me, because it takes a very long time for us to officially learn who bit Rory. But we also get, like, her sister, and I do appreciate that we got, like,
My
the
money's
birth.
on Logan.
There you go. But, like, it was a fun read. I just think I would have liked it even more if I had read it, like, a little bit out from The Return. Also, the other book I was thinking of is Black Sheep.
Putting a nuggie on her. You keep putting a nuggie on your mama.
Yeah. But Black Sheep is the one that I couldn't remember. I actually really liked Black Sheep a lot. That one had a lot of family dynamics. Another thing I'd like to point out is a thing that does show up a lot is maternal issues. So Rory in this has an issue with her mother. There's like a lack of trust there. And the relationship is strained because of the events that took place when Rory was younger. And that sort of familial strain is also in Play Nice and in Black Sheep specifically. So there are themes that do like appear consistently. Again, I am looking forward to reading Cackle and just like having that one. I'm looking forward to the new one. Oh gosh, what is it called? It's a time loop book. That one looks really cool too. But I will say I will have to wait a little bit. I don't think the one I'm like Wed Slay Repeat. I can't remember the name of it. It has a cool wedding cake on the front. That isn't out for a while, so I think I have time. Like I'll have reset, and by the time I even get it through holds, it'll be a lot later. So I have plenty of time to prepare to read another Rachel Harrison, and we're pushing Cackle to like October. Because yeah, I mean maybe I'll do it for Summerween depending on the prompt. But yeah, so I do enjoy her stuff. It's just I do see the similarities in character presentation and writing, which makes total sense. She has a character she wants to write, and she does change. The characters are different in some capacity, but there's a similarity that kind of echoes around all of them. But I have enjoyed all of them, so that's not a complaint. But yes, that is the end of this vlog. Chloe says hi again.
Chloe knows. Chloe knows. I need toes. I need a spleen. I should get some backup organs. Some kidneys. Feel free to send them to me. My mama will provide you with the address.
No, I won't.
I need backups.
Hi. All right, we're gonna get ready for bed. Even though it is kind of early, I need to get into even comfier clothes. I'm so gosh thankful.
We definitely need a spleen and a toe.
Her poor toe. I'm sorry, her toe is hurt. Yeah, so we're just gonna rest for the rest of the night. I might, I don't know. I may or may not start throwing you in Adobe. I don't really want to right now. But this video will go up sometime soon.
I also take cash donations so I can buy my own organs. And chicken.
And chicken. She would definitely use the money to buy chicken. Yes, I'm gonna get done. I'm finishing up. She's looking at me like, how are you still filming? But I'm gonna go. Like, subscribe, all of that jazz. Also on Instagram, I clip forever after. And I will see you in the next one, Gremlins. Bye!